Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We'll get to the JRC here in a moment. First, though, brief disclaimer. If you're unfamiliar with the Stop the Stocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, all pertinent links will be there in the description box for you. So should you like to deep dive on either subject, you're definitely going to be able to go ahead and do so. Trigger warning, this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. I do use profanity, and some of the topics we cover, like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips or surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. So if you got a child that is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously parental supervision very much advised, alright? Alright, so let's go ahead and get to the comments, shall we? I'm going to bring this down a little bit. There we go. Alright, so this particular comment, I want to let you guys know it's going to be shorter. I've got 4 videos to do back to back because I was lazy yesterday. So, just bear with me, alright? Alright, so this one here says, conversion therapy is torture. I support the banning of the devices specifically used to facilitate torture. Agreed, but please get a bit more detailed. There are certain medical equipment can be simultaneously used either as a torture device or as a medical implement during surgery. So, be careful. There's a reason why I'm saying, folks, neurotypicals, you gotta start noticing details. I know that's usually my crew's area, but you guys are missing so many details that you are getting all of your information, literally all of it, entirely out of context. And it's going to stay that way until you start looking at the details. Give in to your inner autistic person. Everybody's got one. Everybody's got one. I have observed and been a people watcher for a long time. Everybody's got one. Give in to it. Start looking at the details. Don't just rely on headlines and headlines on social media as your sole source of news. You're missing a lot of information. You're going to have bad takes. You're not going to have all the information to make a decent take. This is how we get on the very short path to hell. Context is king. Burn it into your brain. Anyways, let me get back to where we were. And we're going to be doing just 3, which I know is going to make this like a very, very short video, but as I said, a lot of videos to do, short time to do it, and the hanger is beginning to strike. And the hanger is real, folks. The hanger is very real. Alright, so this person writes, as an autistic person, I know how difficult managing self-injurious behavior is. But I also know how detrimental it is to be punished with physical pain for trying to manage your emotions. SIB and AB are expressions of discomfort or displeasure. In my case, severely so, because they mainly take place, pretty much only really take place, within meltdown. Now, granted, I'll do some other things, such as scar myself psychologically by telling myself all kinds of horrific things, but the only time the self-injury in particular would happen, actually, let me be honest, it's in one of 2 situations. I'm either already in meltdown, or I'm getting ready to go into one. But never in and of and by itself. As far as aggressive behavior outside of meltdown, only when provoked way past the breaking point. which doesn't happen all that often, but sometimes it does. And that's when you're going to see a very vindictive, very ugly side of me. That is a little bit all too efficient. But let me go again and continue here. They are simply attempts at communication. That's why I mentioned that, because it's not always about communication. Okay? Even for those who do engage in SIB or AB outside the sphere of the meltdown, or just right before one like I do, it's not necessarily all the time 100% about communication. That is one of the biggest myths out there, honestly, that a lot of this all just comes from attempts to be able to communicate. No, it doesn't. It actually doesn't. Sometimes it can be due to meltdown. And what can cause meltdown? It's not just social things. It can be overwhelming sensory issues. It can be something that's not one major thing, but several little things that build up over a period of time, and finally something breaks the straws. Breaks the camel's back, as it were. Probably messed up that saying, oh well. It's not always about communication. Our diagnosis is not just about having issues with communication. There's a whole lot that goes along with that that isn't necessarily about being social and acceptable to the damn neurotypicals. We gotta stop thinking that our lives somehow entirely revolve around neurotypicals, because the fact of the matter is they don't. Second of all, a lot of the safe people we end up clinging to are either neurodivergent themselves, or they have enough traits that they might as well be adopted. We seek out our own kind naturally, as though by instinct. So, there's that. Let me continue. While it may be intimidating, it doesn't deserve an electrical shock, which does nothing. Literally nothing. Use of electrical shocks can have long-lasting mental and physical effects on a person, especially a vulnerable person who may be unable to communicate their pain. Again, that is not necessarily true. It could possibly be true. I understand why you put it in there. But the more you continue to focus on that, the more you are othering us to the outside world. That's why I make the comments that I do. People watch what you say. They internalize your own views, even if they don't realize it and you don't realize it. It's more othering. You can't do this, you can't do that. If you're not autistic. Well, guess what, Buttercup? Autism does not show up the exact same in every single person that has it. It is as different when it presents in each individual as a thumbprint. We can have similar issues, sensory issues, for example. But what those sensory issues are, specifically to that individual, is extremely, fingerprint different from everybody else who shares your diagnosis. So please, stop with this, because that's what they run with. They don't run with the good side, you know? Anyways, please ban the use of ESDs for treating SIB and AB. Alright, we're going to read one more and close out for this one before I head right into the next one. Alright. Number 3. Alright, this one's quick, sweet, and to the point. It says, this is wrong, and these methods have proven to be ineffective and proven to exacerbate the issues that they are trying to treat. This bill is dehumanizing and dangerous to so many people, and we deserve better. Very true. We're going to go ahead and close out on that one, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel, and the few we do get do tend to get removed from time to time. So, folks, if you would be so kind, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and of course, please don't forget to hit the comments. Double check to make sure you are still set up to receive notifications as well. We're going to be coming back on Saturday with our next episode of Down the Rabbit Hole, to be followed up on Sunday with the next episode of the Snake Oil Salesman series. We don't want you to miss anything. I do appreciate your time, and as always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea absolutely do hope you have a good one. I will see you all here in just a moment. Bye-bye, everyone.